Skawana hanta do com apainti. Skawana hanta dai pundu. Iambu. Do com xanaimbu. Rurakayara uia do com dabaxi. Skawana hanta de mananhum babu buitsa. Num tandaiki do com da vanda. Do com da dispanireu. Raya. Eu ete baixi iravudawa auendawa. Skawana hanta. Eia keuan. Vanda português. O vinho da ayahuasca é quem veio me curar com o poder da medicina do povo Puyanawa. O vinho da ayahuasca é quem veio nos curar com o poder da medicina do povo Puyanawa. Abrindo os pensamentos, vamos todos concentrar para receber a cura que vem nos purificar. Abrindo os pensamentos, vamos todos concentrar para receber a cura que vem nos purificar. Aprendendo a medicina e o poder para curar, curando os que precisam dessa força ayahuasca. Aprendendo a medicina e o poder para curar, curando os que precisam dessa força ayahuasca. Vamos todos se preparar para poder receber conhecimento dos antigos que a força vai trazer. Vamos todos se preparar para poder receber conhecimento dos antigos que a força vai trazer. Com a ajuda da Jurema para receber a unção, fazendo a grande limpeza dentro do nosso coração. Com a ajuda da Jurema para receber a unção, fazendo a grande limpeza dentro do nosso coração. Da alegria para aqueles que quiserem aprender. A ayahuasca é um livro para quem quer conhecer. Da alegria para aqueles que quiserem aprender. A ayahuasca é um livro para quem quer conhecer.
Viva a ayahuasca!
Boa noite. Eu gostaria de agradecer a Deus.
Good evening. I would like to thank God for life and for being able to be here representing the women, the indigenous women of the Puyanawa people. I would also like to thank our spiritual leaders and our ancestors, as well as all our family. My name is Vari, and again, I'm part of the Puyawana people in Acre, Brazil, and I'm here to express my gratitude for being for the first time in the ayahuasca conference 2019. I would like to thank the organization of this event as well as all of the participants, and I would also like to share with you together with the Puyawana people present here in this event to share experiences and about our people as an indigenous woman. So I'm here for this exchange of knowledge and to extend my congratulations to all the peoples present in this event. Our Puyawana people has gone through a transformation process of its culture, its knowledge, as well as other peoples in the world have experienced this. We are undergoing a time of change, and I'm one of the people that have worked within our people with a leader, and I am part of the cultural spiritual group of our people, and I also work on the artistic part. I'm a singer and songwriter, and I develop my work in our village where we have a social organization, our community on which we base our community approaches, and we have also developed in the last few years, in the last 10 years say, we have made a lot of progress regarding culture, language, the traditional knowledge that already existed in people that was asleep. We have lost most of our speakers actually, and this is why we're trying to recover this knowledge through actions and investigations and exchanges we have carried out, and this has made us stronger. This has strengthened us to be able to learn together with another generation, which are the future representatives of our people, and we have been able to teach and to pass on our values and our traditions in a different manner. We explain and we teach the traditional part and the scientific part, and we are part of the both cultures, the indigenous one and the non-indigenous one. So we've been working on the education, on the traditional education, regarding the knowledge on medicine, the conservation of the jungle, also working in schools with students and teachers alike. And also there's the artistic part. We produce our art manifestations, and the incentive of tradition is actually very important because the kids are practicing with a lot of love and affection, values that had been that were almost lost. But we are looking for strength and support, and there's people we can help, we can orient, and we can give them an incentive and tell them that we are able, not just because of life, but also because of the prohibitions, the bans, and the devolutions in our people. And this has happened as well. The setbacks and the backwards movements we've had. And for years we have not been able to practice our traditional activities, and we've gone through a lot of suffering, but we are a fighting people, and we are building today our own history, and we are showing this, we're showing to the world that if you want something, you have to have the trust, the faith, and the strength, the faith that you're going to accomplish it, because we do not walk alone. We walk together as brothers and sisters, and we help each other. And within this part of my traditional and spiritual knowledge I have developed, regarding the ayahuasca knowledge I didn't have. Well, my life was very different. I was part of a religion and I have learned the culture, the Puyanawa culture. And I have understood and taken on this spirituality. There was this spiritual shaman that changed my life completely through the sacred ritual, and I started a transformation and understanding process. I couldn't even speak my language well, properly. I couldn't sing, I couldn't make art, and I needed this consciousness, and I needed to be able to, I needed to realize I was not valuing my culture enough, and this was because I didn't know the value it represented for us. But from that moment on, I've seen that there's women in our Puyanawa people with great responsibility, because they were given a challenge to fight for the culture, their customs, the values of their people, because there were very few practices preserved. And from then on, I've been accompanied by a spiritual master and other masters that have been part of my process of spiritual training, as well as other masters that have walked together with me and are still supporting me. Then we've been strong, saying we need to fight for the recognition of our people, seeing the need of all these years that have gone by, and many things that have evolved in the village. But I can see that other women could also come and practice this culture with love and affection, and thank God and thank to the help and of all the spirits have guided us and keep on guiding us. And we've accomplished a lot until in 2010 there was this spiritual process in which we also achieved the transformation of young people that also received the mission to bring forward the culture of our people. And for instance, as Joel, he's the leader of the village, and he had this religious mission, but he also got this other mission to make an oath before everyone present in an event in our village, our cultural and spiritual center. And he made this oath to take care of the language. He would do that from then on, and he would never again let his village, let his people suffer as it had suffered in the past, because that was the start of a new story to recover the knowledge of our people. So for us, it was a reason for happiness, because we know we have our rights and our obligations, and this is why I wanted to share my story, my life journey, also to prove that we were able to really get over many difficulties if we've got the faith and the strength and the determination, with the goal of engaging in this quest with a lot of love and peace, to defend our jungle, our culture, our spirituality, and all the knowledge we've got on this earth. And we are the guardians of the Amazon, and there we are taking care of it and preserving all of this wisdom, all of this knowledge, because we are the children of the earth. And also with this exchange, I've learned a lot from many wise people who motivate us to really walk on and then push forward with our knowledge in order to take care of the planet, take care of the earth, and bring this cure to the world based on peace and love and health and transformation. And we are bringing on this legacy for generations to come. And this strengthens us more and more, because we are human beings living in completely different realities. I have my training, for instance, in language and arts, and I have my academic training, and I'm also a scholar of the jungle, because I drink ayahuasca and I study with a group of the union we created in our village. And I would also like to thank them for the voices they have given, thanks to this incentive, this spiritual energy and the sacred knowledge and our sacred medicines, to support and to help people really wield the flag of their culture. And we are an example also for other peoples that have suffered a lot. Maybe their blood was shed, their tears were shed, but they have won many, we have won many battles, and we will win many more battles, fighting for the same goal of having a healthy life and a preserved jungle, because we have this preserved jungle, but we also want to bring here to Europe pure air, clean air. There's also lovely forests here, but this is motivation of the message to raise awareness so that we strengthen each other on this earth. So congratulations for this moment we are going through, we are sharing here, sharing so many different experiences, fighting for living jungle, for the life of the earth, which is suffering so much right now, to add up and make a difference, and to say out loud that we are going to fight, and we're going to really contextualize all of our experiences amongst all these experiences. All these people here using ayahuasca, talking about bringing meaning and well, the care that has to be taken with this sacred medicine, and we can bring many cures also for people who need today this energy, because this is a medicine that can also transform the life of many cultures and histories. Thank you very much.
Viva ayahuasca!
Long life to ayahuasca.
Vari, muito obrigada pela generosidade de vossa.
Vari, thank you very much for your generosity, the generosity of your words. Thank you very much on behalf.
We can a short session for questions. We still have some time. I have a lot of trouble with this lighting to see. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so there's a microphone here in the front. So if you can form a line, if you're interested in using a little bit of our time to interact with our panelists, you can use the microphone here in the front. Is anyone taking the opportunity? Okay, we'll wait for you. Thank you.
Thanks to all of you for sharing your wisdom and spreading hope. And that's exactly my question. I think I would consider myself to be rather pessimistic about the situation of our society and the world as a whole. And I'm wondering if you still have hope for humanity and the Amazon and planet Earth, and if so, how can you have hope? Thanks.
A esperança é uma das coisas que nós precisamos ter.
Hope is one of the things that we really need. If we did not have hope, everything would become much more difficult. I think that if we join together our mindsets, if we ask with faith in a safe way, well, it's a large spirit that is omnipotent and can achieve anything, and we are all the gods because we are custodians of the earth. We live in different continents, okay, but I think that we have hopes in plural. We have hopes because as long as there's life, there's hope. And as long as we live, we will believe in changing, in the power that we can change. There are many things that are happening today, not just in the Amazon, but in the whole of the planet. I would like also to refer to the attitude of men, humankind that sometimes acts based on an impulse or because of greed. And with this, they put an end to many lives. And they end with the life of forests, of land, of animals, and this makes us sad. But at the same time, that's why we are here. We want alliances, and we want to join together people who want to advocate for the same values, and we want to defend the land, the rainforests in the Amazon or anywhere else in the planet, also in Europe, because we are human beings and we need the earth to live in, because it's the legacy also for the future generations.
I believe. Can you please wait a little bit? Mark wants to add something. Thank you.
Pessimism and optimism and realism. When I lose hope, what helps me is to think about the Stoics, and a sentence that I read sometimes, that of those things that don't depend on you, expect the worst, but what does depend on you, do the best you can. So that's like an antidote to keep my hope going sometimes.
Manuel, do you want to add something about this question?
I think the situations in the Amazon where what happens is that sometimes the sons or children of the shaman don't want to understand anything about that because of the parabolics. I think the most important is creating a bridge with us, with the people who want to learn the essence, that knowledge, the wisdom of this wisdom. No? If we open a window in relation to understand and learning, which is the wisdom of the shamanism and the use of plants with honest, because honesty is very important, I think it should be interesting for the Amazon and for the culture of the Amazon.
Thank you. Thank you. Please.
Yeah, my name is Laurie. I'm relatively new to the medicine. My first time was December. I've drank 13 times in a very short period and met my ancestors, and it was a profoundly changing experience. But my comment is the irony that I find with the most disempowered people still dealing with a very difficult political situation, finding the strength to stand up as a woman with a group of women, with ayahuasca as a female force, trying to save this planet. And I take great, Corazon, you're very brilliant, and I have tremendous respect for you, and I hope very much for the world, because I think that the more people that learn as shamans, leave the forest and come to Western cultures and educate, more and more hope. But I have tremendous respect for your efforts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Boa noite. Vou falar em português, ok?
Hello, I would like to speak in Portuguese. You are a religious leader, so how do you manage to teach the people who might think differently? how can you teach them via ayahuasca? How can you get people together if they come from different places to different communities with different ideas? How do you manage to do that? Thank you. I was a member of the Baptist church, and I was so because in my family they're evangelical, and when I received the spiritual call, it was not an earthly person that came to me. It was a spirit, an abstract spirit, an abstract representation of my ancestors. That is how I got my call. And I explained before how this transformed and changed my life. Today, after 14 years have gone by, and I can say that I am managing to come to terms with my family because they discriminated me. I could say that, yes, because of a knowledge that I was receiving, I was discriminated because of this knowledge that I gathered and that I didn't have before. I was following the church doctrine, and that was fine, so it was different. I was part of a community, I was part of a religious community that had its beliefs, just like many others have. But today, we have managed to prove that I am just the same daughter in that case, just that I am following another path. I'm following a path that values spirituality and folk culture, because culture involves all the participants, also members of the church do participate, and we have our festivities and our ceremonies with the people in the village, but there is spirituality, in our case ayahuasca and spiritual studies, and these are people not they are not chosen people, but they are people that are having this willingness. It's the spirit of medicine, the spirit of culture, the spirit of the ancestors that call upon us. But we do respect everybody's beliefs. We show our culture, so all these elements in culture that we have developed, apart from the language, the writing, the clothing, the garments, the dance, music, entertainment, our own people just has a different pace and shows this different rhythm that we didn't have before because we were lagging behind. And today we are a generation that is lifting up this new culture. It's writing a new history for our people. But it's good because in the end we've managed to walk together.
Way to look to life, and this optimistic view and trusting view. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. First, I also want to thank you very much for sharing your work and sharing your passion and work for this community and for us as individuals to make a better world. The gentleman who spoke before was talking about being pessimistic, and I'm always thinking when somebody speaks about himself like this, I don't see what benefit you have from it. Please, when you do an ayahuasca session the next time, ask Mother Ayahuasca what benefit you have from it, and maybe you can transform that. Because I want to share just my experiences on that. The thoughts we have, even if they are negative or positive, will create the universe we're living in. Because all the things happening outside, the first happen inside. And what the plant told me is observe your thoughts and choose what thoughts you want to flourish in your world. And that's maybe helpful. I mean, you're a wonderful person, everybody is a wonderful person, but please, it's your own decision which things you choose in life, because all the things we see now in the world, they are made up from thoughts which are not, let's say, in this reality, positive or negative, destructive, I would say. I wouldn't. And, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
yes.
very much.
The plant also probably teaches a non-judgmental attitude. So maybe pessimism is also allowed to exist. Okay. Anyone else?
Thank you. I was curious as an integrative therapist and somebody who's really concerned about our planet and Pachamama, and how, to me, integration work cannot exist without speaking to how we can work to give back. And as a Western woman and working in the West, I'm curious if there's like specific ways that you imagine we could work to heal our planet, and yeah, if there's any words of wisdom. Thank you.
Who would you like to answer? Mark, perhaps? Okay.
Well, I think that's a big question, and I don't feel qualified to answer that, but I think that there are reasons to be hopeful. I see beautiful projects happening in many places. I just met a guy yesterday that he was in a project in India that's called Sadhana Forest, in which they have this reforestation project that's been going on for many years, and they've been able to plant thousands and millions of trees in an area that previously was a desert, and now it looks like a forest again. So, and he was planning to do the same thing in the south of Portugal or south of Spain, you know. So I think that there's many initiatives happening in that way. So yeah, I think it's happening already. Just it takes time and it goes slow, but.
Manuel, do you want to share something about your views on integration of ayahuasca?
The situation is the passion of the Western mind, no? How to deal with the passion of the Western mind, you know? Because we have seen in Amazonian with the children coming from Indian people, they don't have problems in integration because there is an integration in the community. But when you are going with a thinking mind, you know, thinking mind, then I explained in my exposition before, no? That you have to heal before you think in mind, and all the inheritage we have inside that, you know. So this, for me, is very important. Just a little only about the communities. When people live in communities in the in the indigenous people, the most important thing is not by liters of ayahuasca. The most important thing, the most important wisdom is coming from a transmission which is coming from ancestors to, you know, during generations. No?
Thank you. Thank you. We have time for a last one.
Yeah, so I became really interested when you said that you have this evangelical background in addition to your indigenous background. And I'm curious, I've been a Daimista for many years, and I guess I'm curious how that is for you, how you look at it. Like, I think when we're taking something from a culture, obviously, Mestre Erneu was given this medicine, took this medicine from the natives, but didn't keep very much of the native stuff in there. And the farda is kind of like a missionary outfit, and there's kind of a lot that represents this culture that overtook the natives and took a lot away from them. And I guess I'm curious what that's like for you. Like, is it disrespectful? Is there a way we can do it that honors, you know, when we're bringing like the Virgin Mary and Jurema and everybody all together? Is there a way we can do it to honor the medicine and the indigenous culture better?
Então, né, eu acredito que cada povo, né, ele tem a nós povos indígenas
Well, we, the indigenous peoples, we carry out our sacred life that was given to us in a traditional manner. With the liana and the leaves and water. That's what ayahuasca does. We do it in a manual way, so that it comes out as natural as possible, with good vibrations, good energy, with study and preparation and knowledge and healing processes that can happen in this process between people when they are drunk in the ceremonies, in the session, in the trabalho. But in order to discuss in what way we participate in this religious rituals, I don't know, because I have never participated, I have never taken part in those ceremonies, but I respect the way and the doctrine of the way everyone does it. And I have also participated in trabalhos, in sessions with Daime, Santa Daime sessions. It is also a beautiful doctrine and religion followed by many people today. People who take part in these sessions, in these trabalhos. And I'm not here to defend my way. I'm just here to explain what we did and how we brought this medicine to the people. Either it's just the plants or the Santa Daime. And people who's looking for a transformation of their matter and requests of healing and session planning, trabalho planning. And this medicine has made breakthroughs and has evolved within many different religions. And this is how it is used and dealt with by people. But I believe the help has been given, and the indigenous peoples have been able to help many people who today need to feel the pure energy of sacred traditional medicine. Thank you very much.
The session and the day for today, remember you to please deliver your translation equipments. Don't forget about that, otherwise tomorrow we'll have a problem. And also invite you to take part in the concert at the Encantada that's taking place just next to this panel. Thank you very much. Come back tomorrow.
Skawa na hanta. Gracias.
Hola, sí, gracias María y al panel. Antes.
By the way, the ceremony is going to be closed by Mireia, Juliana, and Irene, the women of La Encantada, and then tomorrow we will have Humillar to close the day. So sorry about that mistake.
Desde lo más hondo de la selva viene oteando una pantera. Desde lo más hondo de la selva viene a enseñarnos una pantera. De su negrura aprenderás los misterios del oscuro, te protegerán de todo lo que no es puro. Con ella aprenderás a rastrear en el abismo, sin miedo partirás al encuentro de ti mismo. Desde lo más hondo de la selva viene oteando una pantera. Desde lo más hondo de la selva viene a enseñarnos una pantera. Te ayudará a enfrentarte a lo desconocido, no existirá ante el miedo, te sabrás bendecido. Como ella entenderás que no hay enemigos, acepta las pruebas que te pone en el camino. Desde lo más hondo de la selva viene oteando una pantera. Desde lo más hondo de la selva viene a enseñarnos una pantera. Silencio en su presencia, aprende de su instinto, atención a sus lecciones, son tesoros escondidos. Ábrete a recibir y agradece los regalos, la pantera acechará cuando hagas tu llamado. Desde lo más hondo de tu selva viene oteando una pantera. Desde lo más hondo de tu selva viene a enseñarte una pantera. Desde lo más hondo de la selva, na, 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 una pantera. Yo creo que sí. Pido a los seres que me acompañan que nos guíen en nuestro camino, que nos lleven a la conciencia y que se abra nuestro corazón, que nos lleven a la conciencia y que se abra nuestro corazón. Padre, llévame a la luz. Madre, llévame al amor. Padre, llévame a la luz. Madre, llévame al amor. Que florezca la luz, que florezca el amor, que florezca la paz en la tierra, que florezca la luz, que florezca el amor, que florezca la paz en la tierra, la paz, la paz, la paz en todo el planeta, la paz, la paz, la paz en todo el planeta. Pido a los seres que me acompañan que nos guíen en nuestro camino, que nos lleven a la conciencia y que se abra nuestro corazón, que nos lleven a la conciencia y que se abra nuestro corazón. Padre, llévame a la luz. Madre, llévame al amor. Que florezca la luz, que florezca el amor, que florezca la paz en la tierra. Que florezca la luz, que florezca el amor, que florezca la paz en la tierra. La paz.
Esos son los buenos amigos. Y ahora este último canto es dedicado a nuestros amigos, los hermanos Puyanawa, a Pue, a Vari, a Joel y a todo el pueblo Puyanawa. Esta canción viene recibida después de la vivencia que hicimos este año con ellos en la selva, así que con todo nuestro cariño, agradeciendo por nuestra relación y nuestra amistad. Así, quería solo agradecer a la Fundación de ICERS, a Oscar, a todo el equipo, a Celia, a todo el equipo que nos ha invitado, a todo el equipo de La Encantada para venir aquí al festival y compartir lo que mejor sabemos hacer, que es cocinar, cantar y tomar medicina. ¡Vamos! Gracias.